Happy 2026. Oh, 2025 was such a great year. And I'm kicking off the new year with 2 nights in a cave. No tent. I'm not bringing much water. And it is gonna be amazing. I can't wait to get it started. So let's go.
Ready?
Ready.
Welcome to Highland Mountain Adventures.
I'm at the south and the southern foothills of the Highland Mountains right here. This is a really unique area. We're south of the Highlands, but most importantly, we are directly east of the Pioneers. And so this is, because we're in the rain shadow of the Pioneers, this is one of the driest areas in all of Montana. I doubt we get probably 10 inches of precip a year right here. So the Pioneers are getting hammered with snow right now. And I'm out here in the desert and it's literally as dry as a bone out. But the sun's shining and that's where I'm headed. The geology of this area is also really unique. The highlands proper are mostly granitic, and then the high peaks also have quite a bit of metamorphic rock. But where I am right now is there is a sizable outcrop of limestone, and that's why this cave is here. Because limestone is very conducive to the formation of caves. I found this cave probably 20 years ago, maybe more than that. And I've been here half a dozen times over the years, but probably not for close to a decade. So I did a recon mission last week just to make sure I could find it and to get it a little bit prepped for my stay this time. So I built a little fire ring, leveled out a sleeping pad, and it should be all ready for me to go. This final pitch is steep and then even requires just a little bit of rock climbing at the end. But if you look closely, just below the skyline, there's the cave. I took my pack off for the hike down. I'm crazy, but I'm not stupid. I made it to the final pitch. If I can navigate this, then I am there. A little bit slick. And there we are, just like I left it. This is gonna be the best trip ever. So there's a fire ring I just built, and I leveled out a little sleeping pad right there. And this is home for 2 nights. Oh, it's gonna be perfect. So excited to be here. And there's my view. The first priority in a survival situation is taken care of. That was the easiest camp setup ever. So I'm gonna go slightly out of order because generally fire would be next priority, but I need to get some water. So I brought just 1 liter of water, which is not gonna be nearly enough to get me through 2 nights and 3 days. So I'm gonna go find some water. So I mentioned that this is one of the driest places in all of Montana, and it is. But because of its geology, in addition to making caves, limestone is a really good conductor of water. And in spite of how incredibly dry it is out here, there are springs everywhere. Almost every land section has a spring in it. Most of them are not shown on maps. So if you know, you know. But I've been spending a lot of time out here over a lot of decades, and I've got a lot of springs spotted. And there is one literally 100 yards or less below my cave. So we're gonna head down there and get some water. Just like magic. In the middle of the desert is beautiful, crystal clear, flowing water. So when I was here a week ago, I found a chunk of pipe. There's steel pipe, and I cleaned it out, jammed it in here, and now over the course of the last week or so, it has cleared. The water is coming out just beautifully, and that's coming straight out of the hillside, so I could drink that just the way it is. Just like that, I have quadrupled my water supply. So that is survival item number 2 down. I've got shelter, and I've got all the water I need and water that I can get tomorrow as well. So now it's time to start working on fire. I grabbed just a little bit of wood on the way up the hill. I'm gonna get a fire going, get warmed up, and then I am gonna cut a big haul of wood this evening, but I could probably take a break first, see if we can make this burn. That's a good one. There we go. I've been sitting here warming up around the fire, and I just had a herd of 6 or 8 whitetails run up the canyon right in front of my cave camp. And the surprising thing about that is that whitetails rarely come up out of the river bottom and come into this dry area like this. So that was really fun. Just sitting up on my perch here, watching a herd of whitetails go by. So yeah, the evening is shaping up well. It's time to get my wood supply for the night. So I better get to work. That's a good start. That's some good dry mountain mahogany too. Oh, that's gonna burn great. It's not much of an adventure if you don't bleed a little bit. Check out my pile of wood. Got some more I'm gonna buck up, but man, that looks like it ought to keep me warm all night. I burned the fire down to coals, and on the menu tonight is corn on the cob and moose backstraps. So that's the moose that I got this past fall, literally 3 miles southeast of where I am sitting right now, and it's going on the grill. And then we're gonna cook that up and it's gonna be amazing. Let's get this going. The corn is just about done. And now the back straps are going on. Oh, that is gonna be good. So I thawed these back straps out and then marinated them in teriyaki. Now I'm going to season them up and we're going to cook those and eat them, and they are going to be amazing. All right, 5 minutes out. All right, let's see how we did. So the corn is amazing. Like literally off the charts. Let's try some backstrap. That is the best meat I have ever eaten in my entire life. So good. And I'm pairing it with the hams because Butte Brewery, greatest brewery in all of Montana, is yet to develop the Highland Mountain Adventures IPA. Bold, hoppy, yet refreshing. So I'm calling you out, Tony. Build us the Highland Mountain Adventures IPA. Don't make me drink hams forever. But in the short term, I'll take it. Best night ever. So good. That's it for day one. What a great day. So I got my shelter, I got my water, I got my fire, I got my food, and the food was great. So I am just getting ready to hit the hay in my cozy cave. And that is my view. Doesn't get any better than that. Not a bad view to wake up to in the morning. We had a monstrous moon last night, and it's just getting ready to set, and then the pioneers are out today, so it's just amazingly beautiful, and I slept so well. It was not nearly as cold as I thought it was going to be in here. has held the heat pretty well, and it's a good thing I was comfortable because it gets dark at 5 o'clock and it doesn't get light till 8 o'clock, and so I was attempting to sleep for probably 12 hours or something like that, but I got a full-on sleep in, and today's gonna be a fun day. Camp all buttoned up. Now it's time to take a hike. I want to check out the dry waterfall, look at that a little closer, and then there's a pair of springs about a mile north of me that I want to check out. So we'll take the 22 for a hike, and that's the project for the day. Made it to the waterfall. Very, very cool. So it's this sag in the limestone in the bottom of this drainage. This is right up at the head of the spring that I got water at last night. And it's about probably 40 feet tall. Very rarely does water actually come over it. But I would love to see it happen. Sometime big snow melt, you probably would have quite a little rush of water coming over that, but yeah, what a neat spot. I didn't know about these pictographs. I'm almost positive they haven't been recorded before. They're not great ones. There is a really cool little arrowhead shape pictograph right there. And then this wall just sort of has smears of red ochre that might have been something at some point. But that's a bonus. I did not have any idea there was a pictograph site up here. That makes it even more interesting. I'm hiking up above the dry waterfall now. And there's this cattle path cut into the bedrock. There's the waterfall. And now I'm heading up the draw. Surprisingly enough, I'm seeing a surprising amount of moose sign, but we're in that mountain mahogany habitat again. We got water, we got mountain mahogany. The river bottom's only a mile and a half, 2 miles from here, so they're making up into this dry country and eating on that mountain mahogany. Look at that one. It's just been nipped down to nothing. This is one of the upper springs. And the tail out of it, all that flow is frozen solid. But I think if we follow this up towards its source, then the water coming out of the hillside will be warm enough that there should be some flowing water. So we're gonna check it out. I'm just about to the head of it, and there is indeed a good flow of open water. And once again, just like magic, it just comes shooting out of the hillside. Made it up to the ridge top. And the view is spectacular. I made it back from the hike, got a bunch of water and a big old pile of firewood, and now I'm putting some moose kielbasa on the grill. And that is dinner tonight, and those are gonna be so good. So this is homemade moose kielbasa. Let's give it a go. So good. That is a perfect meal for last night in the cave. Last night in the cave. Another spectacular trip. This has been so amazing. So I'm gonna hit the hay and then I'll see you guys in the morning. I'm having granola and milk for breakfast. Some piping hot coffee. And then there's nothing left to do but get this all cleaned up and head back out. So I guess that's what I ought to do. But happy 2026. I hope everyone has a wonderful year. This one's starting out strong for us, and so stay tuned. Yeah, we got a bunch more videos coming. Check them out. New Year's cave camp. So great.